sound detectives of grade 1A. Are you ready for your new sound of the week? Last week we had the R sound. Which two letters again make the R sound? That's right. A and R together make the R sound. Well, today I am going to read you some words. And I want you to listen very carefully to see if you can work out the new sound of this week. Are you ready? Okay. Horn, born, storm, short, fork. What is that sound that you keep hearing? If you know it, put both of your hands up in the air. I'll keep going. Thorn, north, corn, cord, porch, forget, snort, fork, sort, storm. Okay, I think you should have it by now. Say it nice and loud. What's the sound that you kept hearing? That's right, the OR sound. The O and the R together make the OR sound, like in fork, fork, or snort, snort. Do you know what snort is when you go snort? Can you snort? Fantastic. Oh, wow, you sound like a bunch of pigs. Okay, so that is the new sound for this week that we are going to read lots. Maybe if you can find it in books, show your mom or your dad and say, woohoo, I found the OR sound. Now, I would like to read you guys a story. Story. Ralph tells a story. See the word story at the bottom here? And we have another rule there that I taught you. The sneaky Y at the end of words sometimes steals the E sound, right? E. Ralph tells a story. And I also chose this book for two reasons. I chose it because it's got the OR of the sound of the week, but I also chose it because later today you are going to start writing your very own story. Okay? So sit back, relax, and enjoy this story. And every time you hear the OR sound, maybe put up your thumbs or something. Ralph tells a story. Maybe I should stand up. Oh, that's not going to work. All right. Sorry, just got to move. All right. My teacher always said, stories are everywhere. Have I said that so much to you guys too? And the kids in my class were always finding them. One of the girls says, then my mom ran so fast that she caught up with the ice cream truck. I ran down the hallway with underwear on my head. After that, I decided to hide my Halloween candy in my bed. The dentist forgot to give me a toothbrush. Stories, 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 the teacher says. But every day at writing time, I thought really hard. I stared at my paper. I stared at the ceiling. I could not write a story. Some of you guys find story writing a little bit trickier, don't we? All the kids are writing, and Ralph says, I have no story. Who has felt frustrated like that before? So, I looked for other things to do. I went to the water fountain. Can I go to the bathroom? Again? I roamed the hallways. I tried everything. Can I go help the lunch ladies? What? Then one day, after getting sent back to my desk, I begged Daisy for help. I can't write a story because nothing happens to me. Are you kidding? She said. I've written a ton of stories about you. She began pulling her stories out of her desk. Look at this one, she said. Remember the time you let me brush your hair? And that one. Remember the time you knocked down all the crayons? Oh, and remember the time you painted your nails with a black marker? I thought I would never be a great writer like Daisy. Then Daisy stapled all her stories together. Click, click, wow, she said. This book is already 13 pages. Click, click. Can I use the stapler? I asked. I was really good at stapling. But you have nothing to staple, said Daisy. You have to find a story first. And she told him to look around. So I looked for a few stories out the window, in the aquarium, in my desk, and when my teacher wasn't looking, I looked for stories on the floor. But still, no stories. Oh boy. Lying under my desk reminded me of lying in the grass at the park. I closed my eyes and imagined I was at the park, just like the time a little inchworm crawled up on my knee. The sun was shining right into my eyes. Squinting, I picked up the wiggly inchworm and looked at it close up. And that's when my teacher found me. What's your story about? She asked. I opened my eyes. I saw an inchworm. Wonderful, she said. I can't wait to read what you wrote. But there was no inchworm story. I sat down and tried to write about the inchworm, but right away I got stuck. Do you know any inchworm stories? I asked Daisy. She just rolled her eyes and kept on writing. And then my teacher said, Writers, come to the rug. Time to share. Ralph, why don't you go first? Said the teacher. I pretended that I had lost my paper. It didn't work. He's sitting on it. I walked to the front of the rug. It took a long time. I held my paper against my chest so no one could see it. I was at the park, I said. An inchworm crawled on my knee. It was quiet. My heart went thump, 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 thump. Uh-oh. That's when I looked at Daisy. Wow, really? Did it feel squishy, Ralphie? Did you take it home? And then everybody started asking me questions. Did your mom let you keep it? Did you touch it? Was it a baby? Was it a girl? Did it tickle? Did you name it? Wait a minute, I thought. Something did happen with that inchworm. Well, I picked up the inchworm and decided to name him Nick. I built Nick a house, but he just inched away. So I followed him, which is why I didn't notice that someone was following me. And then all of a sudden, this wobbly, crazy baby grabbed Nick and put him in his diaper. I tried to be calm. Come on, baby, I said really nicely. Give Ralphie the inchworm. It didn't work. Was this the end of Nick? But then I noticed Nick was escaping. He crawled right up the baby's stomach. Quickly, I rescued Nick and ran, and we spent the rest of the afternoon doing nothing together. The end. Everybody clapped and cheered. Show the picture, Ralph, somebody said. Wonderful! Hooray! Yay, Ralph! I wasn't embarrassed anymore, so I did. That was last year. This year, I write stories all the time. I keep finding stories everywhere. This book might be too thick to staple. 100 funny stories. That's funny, isn't it? I remember at the beginning of this year, I think Eden wrote her first story and brought it to class. Or maybe Cassie, I forget. And then you guys started all writing stories. And it's so fun. Well, later today, we're going to start writing our very own story. Okay? But that's for later. For now, sound detectives. Let's have a look at our sounds again. The O and the R together make the OR sound. Okay? And I want to see if you guys still know your old sounds. What was this sound again? That's right. And this sound. And this sound. E. And this sound. E. Fantastic. And this one. R. And lucky last. They are the sounds that we looked at lately, but most importantly for this week, our new sound is OR. All right, have fun doing your pages in your booklet today. Good job. Keep trying your best. Bye-bye.